Hello again, everybody. It's Ace of Trades. It is Tuesday, July 7th. The Bible says in the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 5 and verse 19, every man also to whom God hath given riches and wealth, and hath given him power to eat thereof, and to take his portion, and to rejoice in his labor, this is the gift of God. There's a lot of people out there that think that they're self-made people, and I'm not saying that they haven't worked hard for things, and they haven't pushed through challenges and you know different adversities, but everything. Bible also says in the book of James that every good gift and every perfect gift is from above and cometh down from the Father of lights, with whom is no variableness, neither shadow of turning. So every gift, everything good that we enjoy in this life has come from God, whether you recognize it or not. All right, let's look on the chart. Kind of doing this a little bit. It's about 3:15 now. Market's open for about 45 more minutes. There hasn't been a lot of good stuff today, but I figured I'd just kind of go over the chart. There's one setup I just kind of passed up because I didn't like how close it closed to the lows. I wish it would have opened or closed a little bit higher up, and we'll talk about that here near the end of the video. So, if we just kind of look at what we were given this morning, you had this highs are up here, lows are down here. Remember, we want to mark these because they're can be important levels for the day. And I think I probably came in around this time, and this just all looks like chop to me. There doesn't look like there's nothing here that I can clearly read. And we continue to just chop around, push down. It's just more chop. I mean, you can identify, to the tick entries in here like this right here, but I'm not going to take that into the overnight low. This kind of looks like a downtrend. This little chop here can be considered as the break, and then you've got one leg down, two legs down. So I'd be concerned about this, getting faded at that point. It doesn't. It just kind of chops around again, pushes down, and by the time you hit this, now you've got two measured legs down. So you have to be really careful about going short. And maybe even if you drew it like this initially, I think I expanded it, but I wasn't at this point. I wasn't looking at going short. Um, this could look like an overshoot if you drew your swing off here. So that might keep you out of any trouble. And indeed, you kind of get like second entry, two legs back here. But, again, we've got two big measured legs down. Um, and, kind of if you drew your trend channel kind of like this, you've got an overshoot here. And you can see how this kind of waterfalls down. So you have to be careful when prices do that because it tends to snap back. And you can see if you'd have taken that, you would have got trapped in there. It does keep going lower. And so then at this point, I would extend this down here because we didn't reverse. So maybe this channel's in play. But you're not getting from the price action, you're not getting anything very clean to work with. Um, it's very, lots of overlapping bars, lots of wicks, no clear separation. What you want to see is you'd like to see bars continuing to close in one direction. And you can see here it's just green bar, red bar, green bar, red bar. It makes it very difficult to read through that when you're getting alternating closes as prices continue to move in one direction. Um, and so now you would look at maybe this downtrend having a break, and we're trying to push down here to a new low. But it's not having a lot of success there. Now it's kind of moving sideways. Um, does push down again, but there's nothing here that I would try to take to push lower. And now at this point, when you get this strong move up, you can see how different this looks than any of the other bullish action in here. So if you would get, so now I would consider this played out. This is tried to push lower, and it's just pushed. Now it's just strongly pushed to the upside. So if you got two legs of correction here, I would be okay taking a long. You don't get it, you get one, and then it kind of pushes to a new high, and then a little bit smaller push down and pushes back up. And honestly, at this point, I drew this channel, but I'm not looking to go long. Um, now you've got basically I would do this at this point and say I've pretty much have a measured move back up into the overnight low. So I want to be careful about this being an area of resistance, which you can see as time goes on here, it ends up kind of doing that. You just kind of now it's just chopping sideways here, and it basically does this now for this bar is around 12:30. It just does this for about 2 hours, and there's just nothing you can do. You just you know sit through all this while it moves sideways. And I think I had this kind of drawn over here at the moment, and then you can see finally around 2:45 it breaks down, but it's not super clean. Um, and you get one leg of correction, two legs of correction. This is closing very low. I'm just not a big fan of um, you don't have much room to those lows there to take that trade into that. I mean, there's probably 2 points there, but um, I just like this to close back higher so I know I have more room. I'm not really pushing it to get out. And now it's kind of this is live now, real time. So maybe we've got something like this. We'll just have to see. Not. We'll keep it like that. Let's remove this, and we'll just see how this reacts to the EMA if it continues pushing down. Um, but because you had this strong push down here and then chop, this makes this entry look kind of weird. Is this like two legs down? Um, I don't know. But that's where we're at right now. I'm not super confident. I guess I'm not super confident about this downtrend. We'll just have to see how prices react here to the EMA. Now, when I was talking about a possible entry, I was talking about the range bar chart. So what I've been doing is kind of watching the 2000 tick for context, and then the range bar chart for to help with setups. And because I didn't really like the context of anything in the 2000 tick chart, there wasn't anything that kind of enticed me here to take any setups. But you can just see how much cleaner this is on the range bars. You're not going to get those dojis and lots of overlapping bars and all that stuff. But I didn't really see anything in here um, that I really cared for. Again, coming in around 9 o'clock. And I just don't know in general what prices are doing here. So you don't just want to short or buy any bar because it looks nice. I mean, a lot of these bars look nice because of the nature of the bar of the here's like two legs. But again, you're shorting into the overnight low, which I don't want to do after this move down, two legs down. Um, and then, here is where you have that overshoot kind of second leg down on the other chart. So, we'll just draw it on here quickly. Basically, like 1, 2. So I'm not really interested in shorting anything. I mean, if you would have taken that there, you got a trap, but there's also you're kind of looking for separation in the legs. Uh, so you have that, you see that block in that. You're not even back to the EMA here. And with two big legs down, I'm probably just going to wait and see what prices want to do. We do push down again, but now this, you're going to get a lot more two-legged looks on this. But again, we have to make sure we're taking it in good context. Um, so there's one, two legs. There's a lower high. Um, again, as I get more comfortable with this chart and how things behave on it, um, maybe that's something I think about taking, but it's going to just require time invested in studying these charts because I'm sure that this didn't. What time is this? 10:30. This didn't look like anything good on the 2000 tick chart. I don't think. Where are we? 10:30. Right in here. See how trashy this looks? I mean, this is basically here's your one leg, two legs, but it doesn't end in anything good. Here's that lower high on here. Um, so anyway, back over to the bar chart, and then same thing. Um, I think you're going to get a lot better. You're going to get more setups off this, I think, because obviously, I just didn't like the context for this here. Um, but it's obviously much better looking than the tick chart. Um, and again, here's that race up. You'd be looking for two legs here. You don't get it. And then again, just goes up, goes into congestion. Here's that push down, and then this downtrend looks better here on this chart. So I draw it like I think I on my other screen I drew it like that, and you can see the one leg, two legs, and it's not quite back to the EMA. Plus this closes way down here. I was looking to take a trade here, but I wanted this again to close higher. I have about maybe 3 points to the lows there. Um, so I just wasn't keen on that, but you can see how you get the setup there and um, push down to a low, and now it's looks like it might be trying to reverse. So you don't want to be taking any more shorts here until something to the upside would play out, in my opinion. So that's it for now. Maybe one more update um, before the end of the day. We'll see. All right, everybody. I'm just going to wrap it up for today. I got some things to do, so I can't stick around until the end of the day to make the video. I gotta get this out now. But yeah, just this may be pushing down for a new low now. This may be a its own. This looks like pretty good for a downtrend that's going to try to go for a new low. But I don't. There's again, you don't get anything good in here to indicate to you that you should take anything. So again, that's just the nature of the tick charts. So you get the and these will produce channels differently just because one prints based on you know volume of ticks and the other one prints on movement of price. So you didn't get you got a nice downtrend here on the I'm not sure why is that doing that. It looks weird. Oh, it's parallel. You got a nice downtrend here on the range bar chart that we could identify, but it doesn't print that way on the tick chart, and you'll get the same vice versa. You'll get range bars that kind of look weird, but on the tick chart they'll print a nice channel. So um, that's just because of how they the nature of the bars, so to speak. So um, here this would be all played out, so I wouldn't be looking to take any shorts, and it looks like this is actually trying to push up now. But over here, if you got like a couple clean legs here, this might be something. I'd still be just a little wary of this just because um, this isn't just, it's not very, very clean. You can kind of see the channel there, but this is not pushing down off the lows here all the way. And this quick dump here made for uh, kind of an ugly looking channel. So maybe you're running into resistance here and then this will push down. Who knows? But anyway, that's going to be it for me for today. The only thing I saw that I liked was this little area here on the I'd just be on here. The setup isn't terrible. Again, I don't like taking would rather see this setup way up here, not 4 points into the move, and have more room to the lows. So if you got a cleaner two legs back to the EMA there, uh, you know, probably same deal on this chart. I think that would still be okay, um, because you could probably, even before this materialized. You could probably draw something like this. Just makes it look weird because of this sharp push down like that. But there still looks like there's a uh, you know this is this range has given up, and now prices are moving to the downside. So the fact that you get two quick, nice clean legs off the EMA there, um, that's probably going to be good. I just don't like how low it closes. So if you took that, it fits the criteria, but I just kind of like everything to be lined up a little bit better. Um, it looked a little better on the range bar. I would have much rather taken it on here again, but I was hoping this would close way up here. This looks okay, but sometimes you get like another push because of how low it closes. I just like more room to the lows, but this looks much better to me than the other one. Um, so anyway, that's the only setup I really like. Again, you would have been looking for something to do something similar here, but it doesn't. Um, and then this is just all, to me, this is just all too choppy. I can't read what's going on here. So that'll be it for today, and I'll see you the next one. I hope you had a good day.